Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to build the ultimate communication toolkit. We're talking about those small but super powerful words that make our sentences actually work, pronouns. So let's get right into it. Okay, let's start with this. Ravi is my friend. Ravi is very smart. I mean, sure, it gets the message across, but just listen to it. It's repetitive. It sounds a little robotic, doesn't it? A bit clunky?
Exactly. It does sound clunky. And the good news is there is a much better way to say this. And that right there is the magic of what we're talking about today. It's all about making our language flow.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll cover the absolute basics, what these words even are. Then we'll figure out who's doing what in a sentence. We'll talk about ownership, how to point at things and ask questions, and how to talk about, well, non-specific stuff. And finally, we'll wrap it all up in the ultimate guide. Let's go! First things first. We have to grab the most fundamental tool in our whole kit. We've got to understand what a pronoun actually is, and more importantly, what its job is. And here it is. Super simple. A pronoun is just a word we use instead of a noun. Its number one job is to save us from repeating ourselves over and over again. So, Ravi is my friend, Ravi is smart, becomes the much, much smoother, Ravi is my friend, he is very smart. See? Sounds way more natural. Now, pronouns also change based on your point of view, which we call person. First person, that's the speaker. I am talking. We are learning. Second person is who I'm talking to, you. And third person is everybody and everything else we might be talking about. He, she, they. Getting this straight is key. Okay, let's grab our next tool. This one is all about understanding the role a pronoun plays in a sentence. Is it the one in charge, the one doing the action, or is it the one just kind of sitting there, receiving the action? This is the one question you need to ask yourself. If you can answer this, you'll know exactly which pronoun to pick. It's the difference between saying, she helped me, which is perfect, and something like, her helped I, which is, well, not so perfect. And this slide lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got your subject pronouns. These are the doers. I run. She is dancing. They left. On the right, you have the object pronouns. They are the receivers. He helps me. I called him. The subject does the action. The object receives it. It really is that simple. All right, let's get a little more specialized. Time to add some new tools to the kit. Now we're talking about how to show that something belongs to someone and how to refer back to yourself in a sentence. Okay, possessive pronouns. These are easy. They show who owns what. So instead of saying, that pen is my pen, which is clunky, you just say, that pen is mine. Clean, simple, and it shows ownership. Now, reflexive pronouns are kind of cool. Think of them like a mirror. You use them when the person doing the action is also the one receiving it. Like, he taught himself to play guitar. The action of teaching reflects right back to the subject, he. I did it myself. They helped themselves. You see that pattern? Okay, our next set of tools is all about being specific and getting information. Think of these as our pointing words and our questioning words. Let's check them out. Demonstrative pronouns are literally for pointing. This is my coffee, for something right here. That is your car, for something over there. And these and those are just for when you're pointing at more than one thing. Super easy, and we use them all the time. Right, so pointing is one thing, but what if you need to actually ask about something? How do we use pronouns to get information? This is where your interrogative pronouns come in. They're your information getters. Use who for the person doing the action and whom for the person receiving it. Whose is for ownership, what is for things, and which is when you've got a choice. Each one has a very specific job to do. Okay, but what about when you're not talking about a specific person or thing? You know, when you're just being general. For that, we need another tool on our kit. And that tool is the indefinite pronoun. The name kind of says it all, right? They aren't definite. We use them when we don't know, or maybe just don't need to say exactly who or what we're talking about. And here are just a few of the most common ones. You probably use these a dozen times a day. Someone is at the door. Everything is taken care of. Many are called, but few are chosen. They're our way of talking about people, things, and amounts in a very general way. Okay, we've done it. We have officially collected every tool for our pronoun toolkit. We've got the basics, the doers and receivers, the owners, the pointers, the question askers, and the non-specifics. So now it's time to organize the whole thing. You have put in the work. You've learned about all the individual pieces. So now you've earned the reward, the ultimate cheat sheet that puts everything we just talked about into one place. And here it is. This is your master guide. You can see how everything connects. The person, singular or plural, and then the right pronoun for the job, whether it's a subject, an object, reflexive, or possessive. It is all right here. This chart is your key to never picking the wrong pronoun again.
So look, here's the real takeaway. By mastering these tools, you're not just learning boring grammar rules. You are seriously upgrading your ability to communicate clearly and effectively. This is about making sure your ideas are what people hear, not your mistakes.
So you're all set. You have the complete toolkit. The next time you write an email or give a presentation, you'll be so much more aware of how these powerful little words work. So the only question left is, which one are you going to use to make your next point?